Thanks, everyone. So, as advertised, I'm Elliot, and I'm here to talk to you about the why behind your data platform. So we're going to talk a little about building a new data platform or some major data initiative, the why behind these sort of initiatives, and sharing some specific details about a recent data journey here at Capsule. So Remy gave you a little bit of a background, but just quickly, I've been doing data management, data engineering, software engineering for more than 2 decades, which is both makes me happy and saddens me a little at the same time. I'm an AWS data hero, so kind of recognized for building data platforms on the AWS cloud and involved in that community. And I am the head of data here at Capsule. So a little bit about Capsule. So for those of you not familiar with Capsule, Capsule is the pharmacy that works for everyone. So it's a ground up business, built digital first. And we're focused on delivering a delightful experience to our customer. And also driving a really unique, solutions to really unique challenges in the healthcare industries. Example of one is a fun fact that more than half of prescriptions don't get picked up or by users. So half of the people that need medicine to feel better don't actually get their medicine. So we solve that problem and beat that statistic. And the reason we do that is we have unique technology, and we're just laser focused on kind of customer experience and driving more positive customer outcomes. And you can kind of tell how we feel about our customers based on some of the signage above. So now to talk kind of like generally about analytic decision making and kind of platform build and some of what we went through at Capsule. So the decision's been made that you're going to build some new data platform or embark on some major new analytic or data initiative. And, perhaps it's, been justified just by tech. This is tech bringing this up to the business as something that they need to do, probably more on the infrastructure end, or perhaps a directive of executive management. I hope in all cases, this is going to be driven by some sort of business need. So that is perhaps some new analytic use case. Something which I'm always excited about is some sort of data product feature. So, using data to make the product better and better for the users of that product. But again, it could be on the infrastructure end. It could be performance and scalability. Maybe the platform that you have is just not able to handle the workloads that you need. Maybe it's a cost containment thing, which could be coming from both tech or the business. You might be on-prem and you're looking at buying another big refrigerator for your server room or your colo, or you're on the cloud and you're just not using services efficiently together. For whatever reason, it's just not cost effective. And finally, there could be some sort of compliance constraint that you need better controls, more auditability. Something in the realm of compliance that requires you to make significant changes to your system. What it shouldn't be is, kind of avoiding the neckbeard emoji, doing something just so that the propeller on your propeller hat spins, doing tech for tech's sake. I think a lot of analytic projects that, especially historically in the big data area, were kind of just that, right? But, I think as technicians, especially the ones like me who are really excited about technology, we have to exercise constraint here and really, consider the business impacts of our decisions and really make sure that we're well connected to our why. And, if we've got this all aligned, like how are we going to do this? And we'll talk a little bit about this in the Capsule context. But, it's Agile 101, but like as you build these big systems or you decide that you're going to do this massive overhaul, you want to avoid the big build in a closet, the parallel system development, the rip and replace, I think these have all been proven to be like the highest risk of all. So like, how do you think about doing this in a phased way? How do you think about, your system evolving, pragmatism, the fact that these two systems are going to exist in parallel and probably have to, kind of work together in some way. And with all this, just figuring out how we can deliver on that why early, how we can do like early delivery of the things that are most important to the business, which I know after building, dozens and dozens of systems is often difficult in data, at best case weeks, but more practically months before you're able to first deliver on that value. But we have to be really resolute on kind of doing these things and getting that value out quickly, and then continuously delivering on that why. So now I'll try to bring this into context with Capsules why. So Capsules, why is quite simple. They just want to deliver a delightful customer experience, because that's, it goes hand in hand with technology, but that's what makes us successful. And that, of course, includes our customers, the folks who use us for their prescriptions. We're laser focused on providing them the best service that we possibly can, making sure things are automated, making sure that the time between them submitting their prescription to the time it arrives at their door is as short as possible, handling things for them in an automated way, and when humans are involved, that they have the right data, just overall obsessed about our customer experience. But that also extends to the healthcare ecosystem. So our providers, our doctors, our payers, and our insurance companies, providing them the tools to provide a more holistic journey for our customers, and overall give them better care and hopefully better outcomes. And last but not least, our fellow Capsules, so our internal customers. How can we provide them a delightful experience? And this could be in the form of analytics, providing better analytics to our products teams, better capability for insights, for our very much on a technical infrastructure perspective. How can we be part of that technology ecosystem in a way that we are good citizens, that we're all working on a system together, and providing least friction for our service teams and our outcome teams to develop things. So us just not being this kind of like consumer downstream of their data. So a lot of like kind of product strategy and things, these kind of like these items roll up to, but how do we support our why? And one of these things is obviously being able to rapidly develop new data-driven product features. Data is what helps us unlock that final mile in kind of optimizing experience. Not the only thing, but a very important part of it, including machine learning capability. We need to improve analytics. As a growing company, we're trying to make sure that data is ubiquitous and that everybody is empowered, kind of see and use the data that's going to make them most successful in their job. And this includes, what we call day one analytics, which is the concept that analytics are available, day one when a feature is launched or a new product or system is launched. So being able to grow up analytics and provide, day one access to those insights, to kind of give that feedback loop to our product teams, as soon as possible. As mentioned, we want to have improved integration with our new microservice architecture. So we're not the only team evolving here. We have rebuilt and a lot of our systems strategically. We now have, many microservices in our environment that we need to figure out a better way to interface with in a more modern way. Again, being good citizens, working on the system together, just not being this downstream catcher of data. And all in all, if we need to provide these capabilities, higher service levels, stability and resilience, especially if we're going to be delivering data-driven product features, we need to have a system that is all of these things. So in terms of the state of our data, when we started, it's a similar evolution to other high growth companies, a similar trajectory where the source system then is everything in the beginning. It is your system of record. It's where you get your data, to introducing some sort of warehousing or data consolidation technology where you can get all this data to live together outside of its silos. And then, continual rational investment in systems to keep up with the growth and capability of the company, which, I think was very wise, and, a lot of well-placed systems, as I'll share with you in a minute, in place to help, support the company as it grew. So this is a quick high-level picture of Capsule data architecture V1. I'm sure there were many 0.x versions before this. But our central technology is Redshift. That is our kind of like data consolidation technology, like a staging area of all data that is generated within Capsule. We use Segment as an analytics provider, to essentially receive analytic events, signals from our app and our mobile into our Redshift cluster. We receive business events, in some cases from Firehose, and then we have a whole host of bespoke Python processes within our Airflow project, which are essentially bringing data into Redshift, like old school ETL. This data is serviced to our users mainly through Looker and Metabase, which is our operational reporting tool. dbt is used as an abstraction layer, like a late-minded abstraction layer for our BI teams. And in some cases, we're actually still going back to the source systems due to low latency requirements for some of our operational products. So all in all, good decisions. It looks like a great stack. Just some gaps for where we're going and in support of our why. So what were the things that we needed to address? We had, very complex dbt views and materialization patterns. We had high data complexity for our users, a lot of them having to know a lot about our source data, a lot about how data works together, being really, really good at SQL. And in the end, we want our rockstar data users to be solving the most important problems and looking for the best opportunities, not wrangling data. We had, as mentioned, a lot of legacy database to database ingest processes, creating some friction with our service and our service teams, mainly using Airflow as a cron, as well as bloating the project with some of our legacy ingest processes. And in general, just low service levels, little monitoring on data quality and timeliness, basically an SLA of 1 day, batch loaded once a day, and no defined ML infrastructure for some of the data products that we need to build. So we made specific rational decisions, again, being laser focused on our why and what we were trying to accomplish. So Redshift, we knew that we needed to make some changes in the way that we're using Redshift, but as a first step, we upgraded to RA3. We had a well-established staging area in Redshift, which was something that we could leverage as we build our platform, even though we will be making some changes to the way that that functions in the future. With Airflow, we are focused on end-to-end DAG optimization and, of course, elimination of some of the bloat from some of the ETL processes that we've built as part of our system. And then from dbt, a more deliberate materialization strategy, which I'll talk a little bit more in terms of data warehousing. So the changes that we implemented, the large changes, was slowly migrating to an event-based data ingestion platform and lakehouse pattern. So using S3 as a reservoir for all of our data external to Redshift. Applying a modern, pragmatic data warehousing strategy, getting back to the way that people consume data, committing the right parts of our data of our processing to ETL, building the relevant facts and dimensions of the business, and burning these data assets into our data platform. establishing a data observability framework to help us keep a watch on our data quality, our data timeliness, and our general service level. And establishing a machine learning infrastructure, which we chose SageMaker. And that led to the evolution of our platform in what we'll call a new V2. The largest change is really kind of like our data lake build on the left side. You'll notice there's no more database to database communication. Our microservices are emitting events. Events are used throughout our infrastructure, not just data. From a data concern, we have two consumers. We are syncing this data to S3 through a managed connector, as well as for some topics or some services. We also have Lambda consumers, which are populating a real-time RDS to satisfy our real-time consumers. Redshift will access the data lake through Spectrum. And we now are using both Airflow and dbt in a more rational implementation. We've also included SageMaker ML, which along with the data assets that we built in the data warehouse are allowing us to publish data products, which are useful both for internal and external consumers, and definitely for our customers. And this is all underpinned by data observability frameworks, which include the open source HAM, as well as some frameworks that we built internally. So our platform is far from complete. We are still working on it. Although we've reached the 60% mark and we were able to hold true to our commitment to deliver early on and deliver on that why. In the future, we will be evaluating some stream and batch processing framework, which again was helpful from kind of our early kind of iteration and delivery on our platform to try to unify some of the processing between our batch and real-time pipelines. We're continuing our data warehouse development with some feedback through our development process in terms of what works for Capsule, as well as our technology implementation, keeping it pragmatic and allowing us to go as fast and right as possible. And of course, improving our days of working, including the establishment of a modern data governance program to help us look after our data. So I hope that was useful to you all. If you'd like to learn more, please visit us at capsule.com. And we have a great blog soon to include technology articles on these subjects and more on Medium. Thank you.